God damn. My bad, y'all. YouTube keep changing shit and trying to fix shit that ain't broke and damn. I was having some technical difficulties, man. I've been trying to get the live started for the past almost 9 minutes, man, but go away from YouTube for a second, come back, they trying to change shit. Make sure y'all can see a Pimp cool. All right. Let's see. All right now, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in with a Pimp. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Hold on just a second. Y'all already know, man, when y'all step into a Pimp's domain, what to do. Hit that like button, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a Pimp's domain. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had a few little technical difficulties just now in the process of going live. That's why the delay took place, so excuse my pimping for the delay. But we right here back at it once again. You already know. I went and bought this little bullshit ring light that ain't ring lighting. You know what I mean? Because I'm out of town right now and I didn't bring my ring light that I normally use with me. So I call myself improvising and getting this other ring light. But the ring light that I got, like I said, it ain't ring lighting. So that's why you see this light all in my face. But as we say in the game, man, oatmeal beats no meal. You dig? So we're going to have to oatmeal it tonight with the light. Yeah, man. Goldie, what's happening? Adam Guy. Clifton Devine, as always, good looking with the $5 holla. Travis Potts. Sylvia, what's happening? Low Key G. Malachi, what's up with it? Derek Pearson, Zeke John, Jamal Brooks, J.M. Richie Rich, Jamal, what's happening? Sean Baum, what's up with it? Punchy, James Hudson, 562 in the house. Miss Keita, peace and blessings to you as well. Sepulveda the Prince, my guy, what's up with it? Elijah James, D, Flash 1, I see y'all. Yeah, man, so let's get into it, man. See, part of the reason why I was having technical difficulties is because, you know, unless I got the live set up where I can add people, where people can join me, I usually have it horizontal. But YouTube done changed it where they almost like forcing you to make the live vertical. And you got to go into your settings. Like if you like me and you used to going live horizontal and you just got your device set up horizontally and you think you just going to press the live button and go, nah, it ain't like that no more. You know? But with no further ado, getting into it, Chi-Town Rick, once again, good looking with the $20 holla. Blessings to the game. RIP, Sinful to P. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, as the title suggests, we are going to talk about tonight, you know, these females out here that got this trick Ray vision. But before we get into it, man, y'all already know the first order of business, man. We got to put some love in our body, man. Y'all already know. Pimp got to crack this love juice open and put some love in my body. You dig? Hold on. If y'all sipping with a pimp, you know what I mean? Go ahead and put some love in your body as well. Cheers to the game. Yeah, man. There's a lot of chicks out here with trick ray vision, man. That shit is it's infectious right now. That trick ray vision shit is like the bubonic plague, man. That shit worse than COVID-19. You know, on one front you got pimping out here, you know, endeavoring to infect a lot of these ladies with COVID-19. You know what I mean? Get that spirit of horn up in them. But on the other end of the spectrum, you got a lot of chicks with this trick ray vision. Freeze, what you mean by trick ray vision? Hey, man, it's a lot of young ladies out here, man, who it's just a thing now. They see everybody like a trick. Every man that they deal with, they see him like a trick. And because they see him like a trick, they try to handle every man that they deal with like a trick. But as we all know, you know, some of us out here ain't tricks, man. Some of us out here don't know how to be tricks. Some of us out here do not have a trick bone, a trick molecule in our body whatsoever. Some of us, like myself, if you gave me an instruction manual on how to trick, I would not be able to read it. It would look like, you know, Mandarin Chinese writing to a pimp. So, yeah, no tricking with me whatsoever, right? But as I say, you got a lot of chicks out here, they view everybody as a trick. And because they view everybody as a trick, every guy, they treat every guy like a trick. Certain guys that they can do great things with, they can build some real valuable things with. But they'll never get to that point with those guys because they see them as less than what they are. And that less than what they are that they see them as, which is a trick, you know, it robs them. They rob themselves of their own opportunity to have something great with this individual. You know, it's like, imagine plastic being the most valuable thing to you, right? In your mind, plastic is the most valuable thing to you. Ain't nothing more valuable as far as the material goes than plastic, right? So you think plastic is the shit. And then along comes an opportunity for you to have a fortune worth of gold. And it ain't gonna take much at all from you to acquire this fortune of gold. But you have an opportunity in front of you to acquire a fortune of gold. But because you hold plastic to such a high regard, you don't even appreciate this opportunity that you have to have this fortune of gold. You think you're really doing something with this plastic. And, you know, people who value gold gonna look at you crazy like, or who understand the value of gold, I mean. They're gonna look at you crazy like, what? Why is she so wrapped up in this plastic? No pun intended, but you dig. Why is she so wrapped up in this plastic? She can have a fortune of gold. What's wrong with her? Hey, man, that's how pimping look at a lot of you young ladies, man. Or just, you know, a man of value, period. You know, a man who has a lot more to offer a woman than trick-like behavior, trick tendencies, trick activities, and so on and so forth. A guy like that is looking at you crazy. See, as I've said before, a big part of the reason for this is because a lot of chicks in their mind, the best thing a man can do for them is exhibit some kind of trick-like behavior towards them. The best thing a man can do for them is trick on them. And, you know, it's different ways to trick. It's different things to trick with, because it depends on what this young lady holds to a high regard. Some chicks, they like to be tricked on with money. You know, that's the typical one. That's the one everybody has in mind when they think about tricking. They think about somebody spending some money on somebody in exchange for pleasure. Right? So, yeah, a lot of chicks, they want somebody to trick on them with some money. And, you know, because of that, they can't see anything greater coming from an individual. The best thing in their mind that you could do for them is trick on them. That's why you got so many chicks in the game running around with zero game, because they so bent on getting $1 from everybody that they talk to that they don't understand, like, they don't know how to, you know, distinguish who to talk to for some money and who not to talk to, or who to seek something greater than money from, because they got that to offer. You know what I mean? Like, most of these chicks in the game, right? This just go to show you how gameless a lot of people in the game are, right? If you just now stepping in here, man, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, you dig? But this goes to show you how gameless a lot of chicks are. See, once upon a time, when females in the game understood that the pimps in the game have something greater to offer you than tricking. The pimps in the game have something greater to offer to you than just some money, right? This is why hoes chose pimps once upon a time. And you know, they still do. It's just a rarity nowadays. It's extremely rare that a chick, I mean, they say all this shit. Yeah, I chose him because I wanted some game and this, that, and the third. But it's a trick mindset in that. And I'm going to break that down in a minute too. But hoes, it was more common once upon a time for a hoe to choose a pimp because she understood that what he had to offer her was greater than what a trick had to offer her, right? But now, because these chicks in the game can't even fathom that, they can't comprehend that, they approach all the pimping like they tricks. You know what I mean? They can't even separate game from lame and identify the pimping. That's why it's so common now, and any gentleman in the game who's been active in recent times, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, you know, females in the game was sharp. They understood when they seen some pimping, and they knew to either get in pocket or choose the individual that they want to mess with, right? But now, these chicks approach pimping like, you want a date? Or some of them will be, you know, half-ass sensible enough to ask, are you a pimp? But if you ask a pimp if he's a pimp, you already out of pocket right there. Which, as I've said before, that's a whole nother concept, you know, that a lot of these chicks don't understand, the art of staying in pocket. They don't even understand that concept at all, right? But because they can't identify the pimping as something greater than the tricking, they think everybody is a trick. Like when you see a motherfucker dressed a certain type of way and conducting themselves a certain type of way, presenting themselves a certain type of way, you have to know that this is not a trick. You have to know that some guys out here are not tricks, and he's one of them, or there's some of them, or whatever the case may be. You got to be able to identify that in the game. But a lot of these chicks don't understand that. They think everybody is a trick. So when they do, in their mind, identify somebody as a pimp, even when they call themselves choosing up on this individual's pimping, they choose it for trick reasons. Like, they calling themselves a hoe, they calling him daddy or the pimping or whatever, But what she's expecting from him and what she's seeking from him is trick-like behavior. She understands the terminology of pimp and hoe, but she don't understand the nature of pimp and hoe. So because of that, she's seeking, trick-like behavior from the pimping. And it's sad because it's common nowadays. You got hoes with all the potential in the world, man. They can be great in the game. They can be great women, period. Great young ladies. Because as we know, this game has universal application and it can transcend throughout all walks of life. So, once you get this game as a young lady, from that point, whatever you decide to do with your life, if you apply the game, you're going to thrive. Right? But again, a lot of these chicks, and it's crazy, right? I know it's hard for some of y'all to imagine, especially the squares that's listening and watching right now. It's hard for you to imagine. You probably saying to yourself, well, damn, Freeze, how is she expecting trick-like behavior from her folks when she's going and getting money and breaking herself to them every night? How is she expecting trick-like behavior from him if she's doing that? Let me break this shit down for you, man. Hold on, let me put some love in my body. Listen, man. First of all, it's this thing that we call in the game called OBS, right? For those of y'all familiar with this disease called OBS, this running rampant amongst the young females in the game, hey, OBS is only bitch syndrome, right? Only broad syndrome, right? And as the title implies, these are the young ladies in the game that got folks in their life, but don't want to accept wifeys, ain't thinking about trying to have no wifeys, can't stand the idea of wifeys, will try to pretend like they want wifeys, but deep down inside they don't. They want pimping all to themselves. In their mind, all you need is me. I'm enough woman for everything that you need and everything that you want. You don't need them other girls. I'll take care of you. Right? And a lot of it, is sexual. A lot of these females don't want to share the sexual aspect of the pimping. They don't want to, this is mine and I shouldn't have to share it, and therefore I'm not going to share it. I don't want to share it. I'm not doing no sharing. That's some of the attributes of these chicks with OBS, only broad syndrome, right? And it has a lot to do with that girlfriend type of nature, because a lot of chicks in the game, you got some chicks that come into the game young, and so this is a major part of what they know. They've never had a boyfriend or been in a square type of relationship, but now you have a lot of chicks in the game that come from that. All they know is boyfriend, girlfriend. So they come into the game not understanding that in order to thrive in this game, you have to be born again. You have to cleanse your mind and your heart of all that square stuff and adopt and adapt to the game. You got to be born again into the game, which means everything that you understood prior to being in the game, it's totally opposite now. It's the total opposite end of the spectrum. It's the other side of the coin. You in a whole different world now, so you can't expect to abide in this world with the same mindset and feelings that you had in that world. It's not gonna work. But nonetheless, you got a lot of these chicks that come into the game with all this, right? All these square activities and stuff like that, right? And so you have a lot of chicks who come from this boyfriend girlfriend stuff and got this boyfriend girlfriend nature about themselves, right? And the types of boyfriends that they had was tricks, right? The type of boyfriends that they had was guys that they could control, that they could tell what to do. You know what I mean? Pick me up. I'm over here. Come get me. You know, they can instruct them. Give me this. Do this for me. Go take out the trash. Clean my bathroom. Wash my dishes. You know what I mean? My bills is due. Pay my bills. You know, these are the type of boyfriends a lot of these chicks had. You know, even in a square world, you have boyfriend, girlfriend type of people that, you know, some of their attributes can be conducive to the game, right? Some of their ways could be conducive to the game, right? Because in the square world, it was more common back in the days, like mainly pre-civil rights, you know what I mean? Before the civil rights movement, you know, it was more common for, you know, women to be submissive to their man, right? So type of situation where if a man, let's say a man watching the football game and he got the fellas over, right? His woman ain't finna just sit in the room with him and the fellas and try to kick it with them like she one of the fellas. Nah, she gonna go in her room or she gonna go find something else to do. You know what I mean? She not finna try to kick it with the fellas. But that's what these chicks do now. They want to be one of the fellas so bad. I guarantee you, most of you squares in here, if you in a square relationship, if you you probably did it today. Today's football Sunday, you know what I mean? All the games was on. How many of y'all in here, you know what I mean, had the fellas over watching the football game and it wasn't no other women there, you know what I mean, but your woman, you know, because she trying to kick it and be with one of the fellas with y'all, you know what I mean? I'm sure somebody done had that experience today. You know what I mean? Or, you know, fellas might just be having a discussion or, you know, kicking it, or like, you know, he might want to have a guy's night out, you know what I mean, with the fellas. He might want to go shoot pool or go bowling with the fellas or something like that. You gotta come. Ain't none of the other guys got they women coming, but you gotta come. You gotta be there. You know what I mean? See, once upon a time, it wasn't even no questioning, like, what you mean where I've been at or where I'm going? Like, who you talking to? I'm not your son. I'm not your child. I'm the man. I run this shit. Don't question nothing about what I'm doing. That's the way it's supposed to be. But I say all that to say, you got chicks who come from that world that come into the game and they trying to be that type of hoe to a pimp, which that type of hoe is like a unicorn or a leprechaun. Like, them type of hoes don't exist. That's not a hoe. But, you know, so you got chicks like that come into the game and they try to control everything that they folks is doing. You know what I mean? They folks might be out and about in traffic and she call him talking about where you at, what you doing. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time chicks get the hint with me. You know, because a lot of them come into the situation, you know, having that naturally about themselves. What's up, Freeze? Where you at? Freeze, what you doing? You know what I tell them? Freeze, where you at? Oh, somewhere being a big old pimp. Freeze, what you doing? Being a big old pimp. You know what I mean? And when they get that answer, every time they ask that question, you know, most of them get the hint and understand, okay, it don't even make no sense for me to ask that question because he gonna get the same answer every time. And basically that's my cue to not even question what he's doing or worry about where he's at or who he's with or any of that. That's none of my concern. As long as he handling his business as my folks, I don't have to worry about those kind of things. You know what I mean? But so, you know, that's some more like trick-like behavior that a chick expects from a man. Like I said, you got chicks that expect a man to trick on them with money, and then you have the kind I just described, the chicks who expect a man to trick on them with control. Like make it rain with the control. Let me control everything. Give me all the control. Some chicks is like, give me all the money. You got other chicks that's like, give me all the control. Then you got some chicks that want all that. They want the money. They want the control. They don't even want him to be a man no more. They like, yeah, give them balls. Yeah, give me them balls too. I need them balls. I need the control. I need the money. I need the attention. I need all of that. Give me everything. Hold on. It's only one ball. Wait, hold on. What's that? You look like, is you trying to tuck your other ball? Boy, if you don't give me that other ball, give me both your balls. I need both of them. You're not controlling nothing. You're not running nothing over here. I need both of them balls right now. That's what's going on, man. For real. You know, so, and like I said, this is happening because you got these chicks that just, they view everybody as a trick. You know, they boyfriends that they've had in the past. Nothing but tricks. Different kind of tricks. The street hustler trick. You know what I mean? The entrepreneur run his own business trick. The blue collar trick. You know what I mean? Mechanic, plumber, HVAC dude. You know what I mean? The white collar trick. You know, corporate America trick. Everybody they done had. You know what I mean? The rapper trick, the actor trick, the athlete, the professional athlete trick. You know what I mean? Like everybody they done had was some type of trick. And then after all that, they come try to deal with the pimping and try to handle the pimping like a trick. But once again, if you gonna come into this game, you should want to come into this game for bigger things than just that. And if you want to come into the game for bigger things than just that, because there's so much more that the pimping has to offer, you got to understand that you have to be born again. You have to cleanse your mind. You got to understand, okay, the way I was thinking, the way I was behaving, what I was expecting from a man, none of that is conducive to this lifestyle. The stuff that I expected from a man before, this man in this game is not going to give me that. So, and at the same time, I don't want that. The stuff that my boyfriends in the past gave me, I don't want that from the pimping. So let me cleanse my mind. Let me cleanse my heart. Let me get them square feelings out the way. You know what I mean? Because this man is different. He's bringing something different to the table. So if I want to be with him, I have to accept that. I got to understand that. And not just understand and accept that, but sincerely agree with it. Want that. Desire that. You know, everybody in the game, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but you got a lot of people in the game, the majority of people in the game, they try to treat the game like pizza. You ever see them people that they get some pizza and they like, I don't like them pepperonis. I'm gonna take them pepperonis off, but I'll keep the sausage on there. Or oh man, you got pineapples on there. Pineapples off. Oh man, you got bacon on there. Take this bacon off. The pepperonis is cool. Let me take this bacon off. Like, people try to treat the game like a pizza. They try to pick and choose and take off the stuff that they don't like about the game and try to eat the stuff that they do like about the game. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of chicks, we focusing, the conversation is about females now, so that's the focus. But guys in the game got that shit bad too. Because you got a lot of gentlemen, fellas in the game who they like knocking other guys. They like sweating other guys' hoes. You know what I mean? They like, you know, being fly. They like talking shit, having money, but they don't want nobody sweating their peoples, and they don't want to get knocked. They ain't trying to accept no news. You got them kind of guys in the game too that try to treat the game like a pizza. But you got so many females in the game that try to treat the game like a pizza, man, and try to pick and choose and take off and throw away the parts they don't like about the game. Like, say it's the game pizza, right? Wifeys, I don't want wifeys. You know what I mean? I'm cool with breaking myself to a pimp, but wifeys, nah, take that off. Wearing stilettos when I go out. Nah, I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm cool with some sandals or some tennis shoes or something, but I don't want to wear stilettos. Take that off. Going to the casino, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm cool with the in-call part of the game is cool. Out calls too, but the casino, the strip club, I don't want to be in the strip club. Nah. I know that's where he want me to be and all that, but nah, I'm cool with the in-call, out-call, internet. I don't want the strip club. Nah, take that, throw that to the side. Thank you. That's what they try to do with the game, you know? But a big part of the reason why they do that, man, is like I said, because they got this trick Ray vision. You know, they treat everybody like a trick. They approach everybody like a trick. And that's where you're going to go wrong with the pimping all the time, right? So, again, and then attention is another thing too. You know, like I said, some chicks, they want a pimp. They expect trick-like behavior from a pimp in the form of money. Like, and let me break this down a little bit further before I move on, right? As far as the money. Because like I said earlier, right? I got off track a little bit. But for those of y'all posing the question like, damn, Freeze, how you say she expect trick-like behavior from a pimp when she breaking herself to him every day? She giving him the money. Here's a prime example, right? If she go make some money and then she got the money spent in her head, no matter how much money she make, if she make 1,000, she already got that 1,000 spent in her head. She knows she gonna give it to you, but she already got in her mind how she's gonna get you to spend it on what she wants you to spend it on, right? If she make 2,000, she got that spent already. If she make 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, no matter how much money she make, she already got it spent in her mind. She already know in her mind, as soon as I give him this money, I'm gonna convince him to spend it here, here, and here, where I want him to spend it. That's trick-like behavior. So basically, if you fall for this and she convinces you to go for this, you basically like, you giving her instructions, you giving her guidance, you're leading her, you know what I mean? You might even be giving her sexual pleasure. You giving her, you know, somebody to console in when she's sad, you know what I mean? Or confide in when she's sad, console her. You know, you providing all of this stuff, but it ain't adding up because all the stuff that she got you spending the trap on that she giving you, she ain't factoring you in at all. She might make a certain amount tonight. She's like, okay, I'm gonna pay this. I'm gonna pay this bill, this bill, this bill. And bills is cool. But you know, we supposed to be in the game for shit way bigger than bills. You know what I mean? So she like, yeah, okay, I just made this much. That means I could go buy this purse that I want. Or, you know what I mean? I could go buy, oh, okay, I hit a lick. That means I could go buy this car that I want. You know what I mean? Or I could go move into this condo over here that I want to move into. She ain't factoring the pimping in at all. The person who gave her the game to even be able to do the things that she's doing, touch the money that she's touching. She wouldn't even be able to touch this kind of money in this short of a time frame if it wasn't for your leadership, it wasn't for your guidance and your game. But she's forgetting that. So, you know, she, like I said, she got shit spent in her mind. So that's what I mean by, you know, her expecting like trick-like behavior from you. Because if you go for that, that's some trick-like behavior. And it's a cold psychological play for a goofball that falls for it because he thinking to himself like, yeah, I'm breaking her. She giving me the money every day. But if she convinces you to spend that money as soon as you get it on the things that she wants and not at all on what you want, like, she might as well not even break herself to you. She might as well get your game, get your instructions, and then, you know, just don't even break herself. You know, she might tell you what she gonna spend the money on, this, that, and the third. You know, she might not even tell you that she made no money or how much or whatever, but she might show you, you know what I mean? She might send you pictures of stuff that she done spent money on when she ain't even told you how much she made. She ain't trying to break herself to you. None of that. You know what I mean? She expecting trick-like behavior from you. You know? So like I said, she might want you to trick off money. She might want you to trick off control. And then another thing is attention. You know, you got some of these chicks, man, they want you to trick off all of your attention. They know you got other hoes. They know you got other ladies, you know, under your tutelage, you know, but they do their best to try to get your attention. You know, she might break a nail on purpose, you know, so she could get you to take her to the nail shop. You know, she might, you know, all of a sudden she need a new outfit, so she needs you to take her to the mall and go in the mall with her and help her find a new outfit or something like that. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you pull up on her to break on her and you got other business you got to handle, but she wants you to smoke and drink with her and then, you know, have a sexcapade with her, and then before you know it, you've been over there for hours and you didn't even go handle the important business that you got to go handle over here. You know what I mean? And that other business might involve, you know, your other students. Just like you conducting business with her, you conducting business with them. But you got those types too. Again, trick-like behavior. These are the people who, like, the chicks who the best thing a guy could do for them is trick off attention to them, right? You know, the ones that, like, they get high off of notifications on social media because of the attention that they getting. You know, all of them likes, all of them comments, all of them follows, all of them shares, all of that stuff, all them views. You know what I mean? They get high off of all of that. So that's what makes them feel better than anything. So only thing they want from you is attention. You know? And she gonna do certain things, try to get your attention so bad to the point where she ain't even trying to get no money. You know what I mean? And of course that ain't gonna work with a pimp. You know, but again, you had just like the guy that goes for her spending the money before she even give it to him. You got guys that go for tricking off all their attention on a female, you know, and it ain't even adding up. The money that she handed you ain't even adding up to the attention that you handed her. You dig? So again, like I say, whether it's money, whether it's control, whether it's attention. Hey, man, some of these chicks, they just got trick rate vision, and in their mind, they can't see anything better being given to them from a man other than trick-like behavior. They can't see anything greater than trick-like behavior coming from a man, right? But see, if you one of these type of ladies that fit this criteria, you know, you got to pay attention to yourself. Some of y'all might be in denial right now, you know, but some of y'all, if you take deep inventory of yourself and pay attention, you know, you'll come to the realization that you fit the criteria. Like this, right? Hold on before I go further, man. Let me put some more love in my body. If you just now stepping in here, man, do a Pimp a favor, wipe your feet off at the door. What I mean by that, hit that like button, man. It's 201 of y'all watching, but only 172 of y'all wiped your feet off at the door, man. Do a Pimp a favor, man. Wipe your feet off at the door. Hit that like button. It don't cost you nothing but a tidbit of energy and a tidbit of time to wipe your feet off at the door. Yeah, so again, these type of ladies, right, that can't see anything greater than trick-like behavior coming from a man, right? Let me break it down a little bit further. Ladies, right? This might be you. If you go through your mental inventory, your memories, and you reflect back on the different relationships that you've had. If you've had several relationships with different guys, you know, reflect back, right? Now, if myself or somebody else was to ask you, like, in what ways were you good to that man? And you could sit up and name, you know, all these different things that made you good to that man. But then when somebody asks you, like, what made that man good to you, or what did you like about that man, and you can't really say anything other than, like, the stuff that he did for you, and you don't know anything personal about this man, you don't know, like, what his favorite food is, you don't know what his favorite color is, you might not even know if he left-handed or right-handed. You know what I mean? You've been with this man for a year or 2 years and things like that, and you can't even name nothing significant about this man that you like, about him as a person, not just what he done did for you. You know, you might fall into the category of one of these people. You know what I mean? Because some chicks, they've been in relationships with guys, you know what I mean, for 6 months, a year, 2 years, you know, and really the only reason why they with this guy, or, you know, is because of the things that he's doing. You know, she might have was living with her mama, and he got her out of her mama's house and, you know, either put her in a nice condo or house, or had her move into his nice condo or house. But whatever the case, you know, he done got her out of her mama's house. You know, he leveled her up as far as materials go. You know, she never had a designer bag before him. He got her first designer bag, or, you know what I mean, her first, you know, nice piece of jewelry or something like that. You know, or, you know, he start, you know, paying to get her hair done. You know, just basically tricking. If that's the only thing that you can reflect on is the tricking that he did on you, and you can't think of any, like, good times that y'all had, like a time where he made you laugh, like if he was funny or not. You know what I mean? Or a time where he taught you something. You know, he dropped some game on you that changed your life. You know, and made you more ambitious, inspired you, made you want to be a better woman. You know, if you can't reflect on your relationships and say anything like that about the man or the men that you've been with, and 9 times out of 10, you got trick Ray vision. And it's not even to say that the guys that you were with didn't have that to offer you. It's not to say that the guys that you were with didn't have a good sense of humor to offer you, didn't have game to offer you, didn't have inspiration, guidance, leadership. It's not to say that they didn't have that to offer you. It's just that that's not what you were there for. So you didn't seek that. You weren't open to that. So you didn't receive that. You was just there for the trick-like behavior that was going on. You was there for the tricking, for the money that he spent on you, for the control that he gave up to you, the balls and all that, or the attention that he was showering you with. It's the only reason why you been with any man that you've been with. You know? And this is why you got, or this isn't why, but this is evidence of your trick Ray vision. Right? And, you know, a lot of times girls develop trick Ray vision real young. And, you know, sometimes it could be passed on to them from their father. You know what I mean? They father was a trick type of dude to their mama. And they father, you know, let them know that, you know, this is the kind of man that you're supposed to have. You know, the man that, you know, pays for everything and you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to cook. You ain't got to clean. You ain't got to be feminine. You ain't got to keep up with your hygiene. None of that. You just got to be there and I'm going to pay for everything and pay all the bills. You ain't got to work. You ain't got to generate no income. You ain't got to do nothing but lay up and be there, you know, to please me when you feel like it. Not when I feel like it, but when you feel like it. You know what I mean? And in return, I'm gonna give you everything you want and everything you need. You know, you got guys that raise young girls that are displaying this type of behavior and putting it in their head that this is the type of man they supposed to want. You know what I mean? And at the same time, they mama is the type of female that, you know, they end up becoming. From a young age, they seen their mama not doing shit with her life. They seen their mama not have a career, not have a hustle, not have a business, not have nothing as far as, you know, work goes. So she don't even have no concept of work because her mama never worked. Her daddy was the only one that worked. You know what I mean? Or her mama's different boyfriends or different husbands or whatever, different men she done had in her life. You know, mama ain't never had her own, as they say nowadays, motion. Right? So at the same time, she's seeing her mama how like what these different men are doing for her mama. You know what I mean? Her mama don't cook. Her mama don't clean. Her mama don't cater. You know what I mean? Her mama ain't never ironed no clothes, did no laundry. You know what I mean? And this guy is just, you know, taking care of her and doing everything. And at the same time, you know, whenever she wants something, whenever she want him to buy her something, he buying it. Whenever she want him to do something, he doing it. Whenever she wants some attention, he giving it to her. You know, so I say all that to say, this is how a lot of females develop trick Ray vision real young. And they don't even understand or know that they developing trick Ray vision. You know what I mean? For those of y'all who know, you know, I got a daughter. This is a teenager now. And, you know, I started putting it in her head real young because I seen it real young. And it's not to say that her mom is that type of female that don't, because her mom ain't like that. You know what I mean? Her mom ain't one of them types that sit back and don't do nothing and just, ain't got shit going on and expect a man to do all this trick like stuff. Nah, her mom ain't like that. Her mom puts in work and is responsible and things like that, right? But nonetheless, what you got to keep in mind too is that also, what I didn't mention, is that young girls, they have friends. And they might be friends like her mama, back to the chick developing trick ray vision when she young. Her mama might not be like that and her daddy might not be like that, but her friend who she go spend the weekends with or spend summers with, you know what I mean, hanging out with all the time, she go over her friend's house and this is how her friend's parents' relationship is. You know what I mean? She see that her friend's mama got trick ray vision. And then she also see that her friend, even though they 9, 10, 11 years old, you know what I mean? Her friend might not even have the best grades in school. Her friend might have a dirty room. She don't even clean her room up. You know what I mean? Her friend got bad grades, don't clean her room up. You know what I mean? Don't do chores around the house, don't do none of that, right? Because her dad, he keep the house clean. He one of them type of dudes, right? And at the same time, whenever the girl, want to do something that costs money, her dad is rewarding her, for bad behavior, right? So I say all of that to say, I don't know for sure if that's the case with my daughter, but I seen it trying to creep in. I seen that trick ray vision trying to creep in when she was real young, like 10, 11 years old. You know what I mean? I seen that trick-like behavior that trick ray vision, I seen it trying to creep in. Because she got at me one day and was like, Dad, can you send me some money? I'm trying to go over here with my friends and whoop. And I had to pump the brakes on that and like, nah. You know what I mean? And at the same time, give her some game at that young age. Like, listen, you don't want nobody just handing you stuff just because you a female and you cute or whatever. And I let her know that, throughout your life when you get older, yeah, sometimes people will want to do stuff for you just because you're a female and just because they find you attractive or whatever the case may be. They think you pretty. But, you don't want to depend on that. You want to depend on your ability to put in work and earn whatever it is that you want. You know what I mean? So now, here we are some years later. Whenever my daughter asks me for something, she asks me how she can earn it. You know what I mean? Like, Dad, is it a job I can do, or is it something that I can do to earn, whatever amount of money that I'm trying to do for X, Y, Z? You know what I mean? Her mindset is just totally different. And so now you see when she grows up, she ain't gonna be one of them type of females that, expects a man to just do everything for her and, she ain't got to do nothing in return. Nah, because she's developing the mindset at an early age that, everything comes with a price and I'm willing to pay the price and earn whatever it is that I want in life. You dig? So, let me put some more love in my body. Okay, I see y'all done got the likes up. Y'all done made the likes look better than the viewers. Appreciate that. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that button. It look like that, man, that like button. So what should a young lady want from a man if it ain't trick-like behavior? You know what I mean? What should a young lady in the game want from a gentleman in the game if it ain't trick-like behavior? You know what I mean? Well, first of all, the things that you want, right, are based on how you see life. You know, as I say all the time, how you see is how you're going to be, right? So the things that you want are based on your outlook on life, right? So if you have a flawed outlook on life, then naturally the things that you want in life is going to be flawed, right? You know, that's why us as black people, unfortunately, in America, you know, our community, you know, because our outlook on life is messed up, you know, we want to consume everything. We don't want to build. We don't want to produce. We just want to consume everything. You know what I mean? Consume a bunch of stuff that don't hold value, that doesn't appreciate in value. You know what I mean? That's because of how we see life. That's our outlook on life that makes us want shit that we shouldn't want and prioritize things over the things that we should want, right? So back to a lady in the game, right? In order for a chick to want the right things from a gentleman in the game, as a lady in the game, she has to have the right outlook, right? See, when you get with a P, you have to you should want to have the outlook of, you know, being a builder. You know, I want to build something with this individual. You got to have a concept of interdependence. You have to have a concept of, you know, being independent ain't the greatest thing. Whatever I can do by myself is small compared to the things that I could do with the right people together. So, you know, I want to build. That's why I'm getting with a P, because I want to build something. Right? And so when you have the mindset of building and, you know, bringing something to the table, not coming to the potluck empty-handed, right? You know, you start thinking about the things that, you know, that you bring it to the table. You ain't coming to the table just looking for stuff to take off the table. No, you coming to the table with things to put on the table because of your outlook. You want to build. You know what I mean? You want to take the time to understand your role and then play your role to the best of your ability. And then also, you have to understand that it's not your place to lead. When you get with a man in the game, it's not your place to lead in any capacity when it comes to dealing with that man. Now, you can lead with yourself in certain capacities. Yeah, but when it comes to like the final say-so and all that type of shit, no, that's him. You shouldn't even want the final say-so in things. You shouldn't want to be the leader of whatever man that you're dealing with. Right? And, you know, one thing that's real helpful, man, is to just think big. Because when you think big, again, that's your outlook. When your outlook on life is like abundance, when you think about having things, doing things, and being a type of person that's like so big that you know you can't do it by yourself, then you start to think about what's necessary in order to make those things happen, in order to bring those things to life. Okay, you got to have the right role players in your life. And this is how you choose wisely. This is how you don't choose the guy that you just physically attracted to and, you know, miss the game that he got to offer you. He might be a highly qualified individual. But when you think bigger, you know, you thinking beyond the physical attraction, you're like, okay, I could build with this individual. Right? And then also having an open mind, like, you know, you might not even understand fully what you want out the game. You know, and that individual that's leading and guiding you in the game, you know, when y'all come together, you're gonna develop a bigger vision together that it includes you and whoever else is a part of your family. So when you come to the table like this, you understand that it's not all on you. And you understand that you're not the leader. And you understand that your leader, their position is to make you greater. Their position is to amplify anything good in you to a greater level. Their position is to teach you things that you don't know. Help make you greater in every way. So if you come to the table understanding that, okay, this person is here to teach me and guide me and make me better and lead me, that means you got to listen. You have to be willing to understand. You have to know that you don't know everything. So you got to be willing to listen and learn. This is if you want to be great in the game. And if you want to be great with the right type of individual, you got to be willing to listen and learn. Because a lot of chicks got that bad. They don't want to listen and they want to talk. And anything that you learned in life, you didn't learn it while you were talking. You learned it while you were listening. So it's imperative to listen. Guillermo Williams, good looking with the $10 holla. You dig? Much appreciated. Brother Bill, good looking with the $2 holla. You dig? Glory to God for this game. Blessings. Appreciate you, Brother Bill. Yeah. But yeah, you know, when basically when you can see something greater being given to you than money, something that's not so fleeting. See, attention is fleeting. Money is fleeting. Even control, you know, control over a man, that can be fleeting. But someone making you a greater woman, giving you some information that nobody can take from you. This not gonna just flee out of your life. Some information is gonna stick with you for the rest of your life, that you're gonna be able to utilize for the rest of your life in whatever situation you involve yourself in. You know, my brother Andre Taylor is a great example of the things that you can do with this game outside of this lifestyle. The information that you receive while in this game. The stuff that you can do with it in whatever walk of life you choose. How powerful you can be. You dig? So it's no different for a young lady in this game who really receives the game. Who has a hunger and a burning desire for the game. You know, you can utilize this game in whatever you choose to do with your life, even after, you know, you might decide you don't want to be in the game no more. You might decide it's time to move on. You know, looking at life through square lenses versus looking at life through this game's lenses, it's totally different. And when you maneuvering through square society with game lenses, it's like being Neo in the Matrix. Like nobody is a match for you. You know what I mean? When it comes to like challenges and things like that, you're going to conquer wherever you go. You're going to thrive wherever you go because of this game. Right? So this is the type of stuff that you should want from a man if you in this game. If you in this game, and the greatest thing you could see a man doing with you is exhibiting some type of trick-like behavior, you wasting your time. You shouldn't even be in this game. Like, why go through all this trouble just to have somebody exhibit some trick-like behavior? Why make all these sacrifices? Why risk so much just to live with a trick? And see, this is why so many chicks in the game end up getting close and personal with actual tricks. Like, tricks that's aware of the fact that they tricks. Not tricks in denial that call themselves pimps, but, tricks that are aware of the fact that they're a trick and are, ain't ashamed of being a trick. This is why chicks end up with guys like that. People in the game, it's funny. Social media funny as hell, man, because when I sit back and just observe and don't engage, right? Don't get involved in the conversation. When I just sit back and observe, it's always funny to me how, somebody will get exposed. Man, people just, it's like people are addicted to exposing other people, right? But in the game, that's what's big right now. Everybody want to expose somebody. They looking for somebody to expose, and then if they don't have nobody to expose, they gonna create something to expose about somebody that ain't even real, right? They gonna create this whole illusion. But whatever the case, right? People just like exposing people. And it's funny when somebody might get exposed for something like that, like what I just said, right? A chick might get exposed for, somebody that she met as a date, that was her client. Now she lived with him and he's her boyfriend. You know what I mean? She done moved in with him. They got a monogamous relationship now and all this whole type of stuff, right? Somebody that's supposed to be a hoe can get exposed for that, and then everybody in the comment section will be tearing them up. But it's funny to somebody like me, because I be looking like, because, I know how to read people's character by the stuff that comes out their mouth, the stuff they say in this comment section. And it's funny to me because you the same type of person. The person you call yourself exposing and roasting and making a mockery of and all that type of stuff, you're the same person. That's you too. Y'all one and the same. You just in denial about it, or you ain't been exposed yet. You know what I mean? Same thing. They might expose a chick for doing bareback services with tricks. And then everybody will get on there and call themselves roasting her. But you do the same thing. Oh, but you don't do the same type of bear. She do this, and this bear, but you only do this and this bear. So y'all ain't this. Oh, okay, I get you. And that's the type of stuff that be going on. And it's the same thing with the fellas too, but that's a whole nother conversation, right? G Twilight, as always, good looking with the $10 holla. Attention is fleeting. Indeed. Motorcycle Remodel Detroit, or Motor City Remodel Detroit. Good looking with the $2 holla, you dig? But yeah, man. I didn't want to hold y'all too long. I just wanted to give y'all a little dose tonight. We'll put some more love in my body before we get up out of here. Chop it up for a few more minutes. Look at some of these comments and respond. If y'all got any questions, you can go ahead and ask those now. If I might have missed one of your questions in the comment section pertaining to the topic, go ahead and re-ask the question now so that I can see it. Please and thank you. And if you haven't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button. All men pay for P either directly or indirectly. Facts. Nah, that's not true. You just been hearing a lot of people saying that, so it sounded good when the first person said it and then became popular, but that's not true. Simping is at an all-time high. Your thoughts, Joe Smith's wife going back to hoeing? I ain't really peeped the situation with Joe Smith's wife. I seen something where they was saying, I forget who that was, but somebody supposedly was flirting with his wife. I can't remember. I think it was on a podcast. Y'all probably know better than me. You know, I've been kind of out the loop with the latest news on social media and things like that. Laugh out loud, I was tripping off that. Hold on, so y'all made me want to go see. Let me see. I'm gonna do a quick Google search, see what's happening with Joe Smith's wife. Oh, oh damn! Like she actually catching dates? Oh no, she ain't doing dates. Oh, she got an OnlyFans. Okay, so former NBA star Joe Smith is still suffering complications with his relationship after finding out his wife's racy side hustle. Just under 2 weeks ago, the 1995 number one overall pick furiously reacted when he found out his wife, Keisha Chavis, ran an OnlyFans account. Oh, man. But you know, them NBA dudes, man, that's how they come. Not all of them, but the majority of them, they come through the door tricking. You know what I mean? Like Payroll said on American Pimp, you know, if you get a chick off of dancing, what you gotta do to keep her? You're gonna have to keep on dancing, right? So if you knock a chick off tricking, in order to keep her, you're gonna have to keep on tricking. If that's how you come through the door as a trick, you're gonna have to remain a trick in order to maintain the chick. So I don't know, maybe the chick want her own money. So let me see, hold on. Right. In the words of Sinful to P, Adam Guy, how you start is how you gonna end. Indeed. What's the best solution? Wanting too much of your attention with the funds not matching. Clarity. You gotta make it clear. And you know, some gonna be in denial with it because that's all they accustomed to is getting attention for free. You know, but you gotta break it down in the words of Sinful to P, you know, give clarity and show charity. You dig? She talked about him bad on TMZ as if he was a trick that just went broke. That's what I'm saying. It's funny. That's what I was just talking about, and there it go. So she went to OnlyFans to find some more tricks. That's what they do. He married Yasmin Penn Davis. That was, I guess you meant to say that was her porn name back in the day. Yasmin Penn Davis. Wait, so she was an actual porn star? Damn. That's cold. But I mean, if she was like a known porn star and he married her and then she created an OnlyFans, you shouldn't be too shocked. Oh, the Bell saying the same thing. Joe Smith's wife was a porn chick and now doing OnlyFans at 50 plus. Not a 304. She married a square that fell on hard times. Damn. That's cold because Joe Smith was cool. I like Joe Smith, man. He was a solid player, solid basketball player back in the day. Oh, that's who it was, Bill. Okay, Cam had interviewed her. Yeah, so I guess I seen a clip somewhere, or I guess maybe it was Cam Newton that was so-called flirting with her. I don't know. Oh no, yeah. Makai Shay one. Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't Cam Newton that I seen. It was Cameron. Oh, well maybe Bill, that's what Bill, when you said Cam, I thought you was talking about Cam Newton. You talking about Cameron. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I remember that. Cameron shot a shot. Y'all cold-blooded with these comments, damn. I got to catch up on my social media news, man. I've been out the loop. It kind of feel good, though, not keeping up with all the bullshit. Wait, where was it? Damn, it was a comment I seen. I'm trying to find it. Damn, so she was like a real live porn star. That's cold. Man, if you married a damn porn star, why are you surprised that she got an OnlyFans? Would you just stop? You just thought she was gonna stop being out there like that? Cameron asked her to be his body babe massage therapist. Damn. Cold-blooded. See, Hood Patriot, see, that's, that's the real mindset of a seasoned trick. Like, rather pay for the box and be out dealing with the bitch L. Yeah, man, that's tricks pay females to leave. You pay them so that you ain't got to, deal with the whole relationship and laying up with them and listening to them talk about stuff that you don't care about and, just dealing with their whole life. Lojo TV say freeze. Will you ever do a spotlight with Dre in the future as a guest? Of course. I'll do anything with Dre. That's my bro. Imagine making all that money and working hard to be in the NBA, the pinnacle of the sport, and all you think you're worthy of is a porn star. One thing for sure, Joe never heard Sinful preach. Yeah. That's real talk. But you know, guys be mesmerized. See, listen, man. Guys be mesmerized by these chicks, by the appearance of certain chicks, right? Also, in the words of Sinful to P and myself and many other gentlemen in the game, at the end of the day, man, it's just a bitch. You know what I mean? Dudes be thinking that because she's so beautiful, that she's also so smart, or that her standards are also so high, or that she's so hard to please, or that, you know, she requires so much, or that she's so wise, that she knows everything. You know what I mean? She just got everything together just because she's pretty. No, man, at the end of the day, it's just a bitch. She look a certain way and all that, and yeah, that's cool, but she still might be stupid as hell. You know what I mean? She still probably didn't flush the toilet this morning before she left the house to go wherever she was going to go. She probably still got piss and toilet paper floating around in her toilet right now from hours ago. You know what I mean? She still, her pillow still probably smell like her breath because she was drooling on that thing. You know what I mean? You know, just because she's pretty, you know what I mean, her breath might stink. You know, she might not know how to do simple math in her head without using a device or a calculator. You know what I mean? If you ask her to give you the answer to 7 times 9 in 5 seconds, she can't do that. You know what I mean? What's 7 times 9? She gonna be like, that ain't, you know, just because she fine, she can't do that. You know what I mean? And then especially in today's times, because the attractive women in today's times are dumber than they ever been. And it's really not their fault because technology done made everybody lazy. You know what I mean? At least back in the days, you know, it was more common for an attractive woman to have, you know, some type of a brain. But now, these bras nowadays, they got 2-cylinder minds. You know, they brain don't go past, 10 miles per hour. You know what I mean? They slow right here. So, you know, they don't know how to do nothing mentally on their own. They call themselves being so independent, but mentally they dependent as hell. Right? But, yeah, it's crazy that, you know, a lot of these dudes, and it's funny because the guys with the money, they don't even understand you got the more leverage. When you got the money and the power, your standards should be high as hell. You know what I mean? When you balling, especially in today's times, because that's another thing too. You know, unlike 50 years ago, even 30 years ago, whatever the case, in today's times, hey man, it's a lot of powerful women out there that's balling. It's a lot of powerful women out there that got their shit together and they got money. They got money and power and they got it going on and they fine as hell. It's a lot of them out there, right? So if you one of them guys that got money and power, that's what you should be going after. You should be going after somebody else who got money and power that's also attractive. Your standard is supposed to be high. It shouldn't be enough that she just fine, but she stay with her mama and she 30 years old. You know what I mean? And she got kids here, there, everywhere. Here, kid, there, kid, everywhere, kid. You know what I mean? She got her kids spread around like 12 tribes of Israel. You know, they just everywhere. You know, they all over the land. And but you just looking at her body and her face, and she's so fine. You know what I mean? That you willing to jump through flaming hoops and swim through quicksand just to have this attractive woman, and you got all this bread, all this power, you know what I mean, all this influence, but you reducing yourself and everything that you got going on just to have this chick, you know, that's gonna turn her nose up at you if you take her to Morton Steakhouse or Mastro's or something like that. She gonna be looking at the stuff like, this steak has too much blood in it. this fish wasn't prepared right. This fish, it's not seasoned enough. You know what I mean? She gonna act like that, but take her ass to McDonald's drive-through. Oh, she gonna be, she gonna be elated. You know what I mean? Take her to Wendy's or Popeye's chicken or something like that. You know what I mean? That stuff tastes the best to her in the world. You know what I mean? Get her some ramen noodles. You know what I mean? Put some hot sauce up in there. Oh man, that's gourmet to her, right? But you take her to some fancy restaurant and she turned her nose up at this and turned her nose up at that and acting like she just so refined and got it going on and all that other type of shit when she really just an attractive bum. You know what I mean? You see what's going on. I have been kind of catching a glimpse of that, you know what I mean, with Tyrese's wife or ex-wife or whatever you want to call her. You know what I mean? Another attractive somebody that ain't got nothing going on for herself, or you know can't create nothing by herself, or you know what I mean, act like she wanted a divorce, but that's probably what happened. You know what I mean? She thought she was gonna divorce Tyrese and go get her another Tyrese. Then when she realized ain't no other Tyrese's out there, don't nobody else out there want her, you know what I mean? And yeah, Tyrese is Mr. Transformers, Mr. Fast and Furious, Mr. Ballin', you know what I mean, Mr. Superstar. Yeah, let me go back with him. Shit. She jumped in the ocean without a life jacket. She thought she was gonna be good, you know what I mean? She thought she could swim good like that. Oh no, let me go get that life jacket. You know what I mean? That's what's happening with that situation. You dig? Tyrese's wife couldn't afford rent. Yeah, that type of stuff. And see, it's crazy knowing all of this, right? And again, back to the topic of discussion. When the biggest thing that a chick can see a man doing for her is exhibiting trick-like behavior, like the Bell just said, where'd that comment go? These trick-ass niggas get their money up to afford a bitch they're a fan of. Right. Keyword, they're a fan of. Like these superstars, these rappers, these actors, these athletes, you know, they a fan of a female. Just because she attractive, they a fan. They got all these millions of fans all around the world, but they a fan of you just because of the way that you look. But because you ain't got no damn game, you gonna fumble the whole situation. Or you gonna give too much for too little. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna play it right. You know? Because what you need to be doing is getting quarterbacked and guided by, you know, this game. But you want the same thing from me that you trying to get from him. And it, you know, what I got to offer you is way greater than whatever money he got to offer you. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing too, like, that's why it's so imperative to have some game in your life, have some pimping in your life for a young lady, right? Because not only is the pimping gonna show you or guide you, you know what I mean, to capitalize on situations, but, you know, he's also gonna make sure that everything is handled responsibly. See, most of these bitches, if they get some money, they're gonna blow it because they're consumer minded. Soon as they get some money, they thinking about what they can spend it on that don't appreciate in value, that don't hold no value, that ain't gonna generate no type of nothing. You know what I mean? They thinking about what liabilities they can spend all the money on. Right? That's how most females is thinking. If you give them a chunk of money, most of them ain't gonna do the right thing with it. They thinking flex. Get dripped out. You know what I mean? So that's why it's just imperative to have some game in your life, man. What if I'm 33 in a month and thinking about pimping? Hey, man, what I advise you, this a whole lot less stressful. You know what I mean? See, we make this shit look easy because all you see is a guy on social media talking about the game, or a guy on the internet talking about the game, looking a certain type of way, sounding a certain type of way. You know what I mean? I look a certain way and I sound like I know what I'm talking about. And, you know what I mean? I make it look real easy. But you don't know everything that factored into becoming me. You know what I mean? And by the time I was 33 years old, man, I had went through so much to get where I was at 33. You don't want to start at 33 to try to go through all that type of stuff, man. And then, you know, the game might not even be for you. Even going through all this stuff, you know, and, you know, it's just, it's set up for you to fail. The deck is stacked high as hell against you. You know what I mean? And people don't want to admit it, but it's a part of the culture to tell. It's just so cool to be a snitch nowadays. It's so cool to weaponize the police against people nowadays. It's the thing to do. Now, people still say it out of their mouth like it's a taboo type of thing, but I'm telling you, man, remember Freeze said it. It's going to come a time in the near future where, like, people ain't even going to talk about snitching like it's a bad thing. You still got a lot of people that talk about snitching like it's a bad thing, but it's evolving more and more into a time we're going to come to a point where snitching is going to be cool like how being tough was back in the day. Like, oh, that nigga a gangster, or he a killer. Man, he got hands, he could fight. That's how they gonna talk about snitching. Like, oh man, he snitched on 20 of the homies, man. That nigga cold. That nigga snitch game, man. He faster to the police than anybody. I ain't never seen anybody snitch on 100 niggas in 2 seconds. Man, he beat the record that 6ix9ine set. You know, 6ix9ine had the snitch fastest record. Man, he done killed him off with the record, man. He cold. You know what I mean? You gonna see niggas sitting on the stoop in the neighborhood, you know what I mean, sitting on the park bench and stuff like that, talking about legendary snitches. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, especially don't let it be a snitch, because you know they do that too. Feds be having people on their payroll. Like, man, that nigga, man, when that nigga snitched on such and such, man, who got caught with all them birds, man, they gave that nigga $1 million. That nigga a cold snitch, man. That nigga, man, shit, I need to find somebody to tell on like that. This how they gonna be talking about snitching in the near future. Remember I told you that. Because that's how cool it's becoming. You know what I mean? You got people that'll snitch for nothing. You know what I mean? You know, and the females, they just tell just because they in their feelings. You know what I mean? That's they first line of defense now. They first line of defense is the police. You know, that still goes on sometimes. You know what I mean? The ex, I think he was a football player. You know what I mean? His girlfriend was tripping on him because he came to the house late. This was down in Florida. I forget dude's name. But this was not too long ago, I think. But it was an ex-football player. He get into it with his girlfriend. She mad because she think he messing with another girl when really he ain't. So the broad call her brother and have her brother come over to the house with his homeboys. You know what I mean? They flexing the burner, but they not about that life. So the ex-football dude, his brother out there trying to address the dudes, and he in fear for him and his brother's life, so he go out there and kill her brother. You know what I mean? So you got them type of situations, but that's rare. It used to be more common that a chick would be like, well, oh, you did me wrong, I'm gonna go get my brother. No, they brother is the police now. They brother is LAPD. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to sleep around? Oh, you want to you want to have other hoes? Oh, you know when I need you to pick me up off the track, you was over there laid up with that bitch. Oh, when I needed you to come, you know what I mean, and take me to get an outfit and get my nails done, you was over there laid up with that bitch. Oh, I'm gonna go get my brother. Her brother is NYPD, man. Her brother is HPD, DPD, OPD, SFPD. You know what I mean? Miami PD. Her brother is the police department. You know what I mean? Right, the bell. You remember what I'm talking about? Yep, I remember that, and it was self-defense. Yeah, you know, and she was on some punk shit. She got her brother killed. You know what I mean? Just being a punk ass broad. But yeah, man, that type of, you know, they brother now is the police. They brother now is the police department, man. So y'all better make sure that you don't get with these type of chicks that's gonna call their big brother on you, man. Cause they big brother come with a badge and a gun and handcuffs, and he finna lock you away and try to throw away the key, man. So I say all that to say to the young man that's 33 years old thinking about getting into the game, man, in the words of my brother Sinful to P, long live, man. Go get your CDLs, man. It's a lot less stressful. You ain't got to deal with no woman getting an attitude with you when you don't do what she want, which could be anything ridiculous. You know what I mean? You're not dealing with a terrorist every day, man. These bitches be terrorists now, man. You don't want to deal with that, man. Go get your CDLs. You know what I mean? And whenever you want a female, you could just go spend some money for some time, and then she leave after the time is up. Go get your CDLs, man. You gonna make money. You making money all the time. You know what I mean? Get your CDLs, man. It's a lot safer. You ain't gonna get arrested. You know what I mean? The load ain't gonna tell on you. Them loads that you delivering and traveling with, you know what I mean, ain't gonna get mad at you and try to put you in the penitentiary, call their big brother on you, which is the LAPD, or, you know, whatever PD, police department. Yeah, nah, them loads ain't gonna do that to you, man. That 18-wheeler, that semi ain't gonna do that to you. So just go get your CDLs, man. That's what I say. Go get your CDL, man. Right, and like Malachi said, man, give your life to God, man. For real. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. You finish this love off before I go. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a Pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button, man. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate the shares. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats, cash apps, PayPals, everything, every type of support that you come with, man. Freeze, appreciate y'all. And y'all already know we're going to do this again sooner than later, man. If y'all out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. Wipe your feet off on your way out at the door. Freeze is it. I holla.